Alyssa wrote her essay in hopes of shedding light on the variety of people living with mental illness. She hopes the story will help others feel brave enough to tell their own. This piece is in honor of her friend, Dan Bear.
Hi. How's it going? Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys this dress real fast because I love it. And also, before I start talking about serious stuff, thank you. Yeah. All right. I also want to say how cool this is just so cool. So, all right. 2015 was a tough year. You know what it's like when you're feeling like shit and you just want to hug a teddy bear? Well, I had one, a real-life Dan Bear, a warm, bright man that lived with my boyfriend, who radiated genuine love for everyone that he met. We became friends easily, and I had no problems confiding in him. He was the best unofficial therapist that I've ever had. Something in the crinkle of his eyes when he laughed his contagious laugh made me feel better. When it felt as if life punched me right in the face, the bushy blonde bearded man would give the biggest hugs and take my pain on his back like the lumberjack he so often resembled with his plaid shirts. He was also the booming voice in our friend group that would shut everyone up when Game of Thrones came on. Thank God. When May came, we all unceremoniously moved out. Summer sped by at a frightening pace, with highlights of visits from friends. October was the last time Dan came to visit. He coached me through Fallout 3, one of his favorite games. Eating homemade salsa, our conversation turned serious because my mental health had been decaying at an alarming rate. He then shared tales of his own struggles with depression. This was a new topic for us, but he was really open about how he was trying new medications, although he admitted to feeling suicidal. He talked about wanting to overdose, but he shared that he couldn't do that to the people that he loved. What do you say to that, you know? I shared my relief. Oh, I'm trying to keep it together. Okay. I really did not want to cry and say, okay, I'm sorry. But what do you say to somebody who, I told him that I was glad he was here and that we needed him. When he left, he hugged me tight. And he let go, and then he hugged me again. And I remembered watching him get in his car and driving away. And I didn't know that was going to be the last time that I would see him. They found him in his car a month later, my bear. I'll never forget the sounds of grief from my friend's lips as we made the calls. It's the worst sound I've ever heard. And I still alternate between being angry and heartbroken and keeping it together. The way that my heart felt reminded me of a sensation that first struck me a long time ago. I remember my first panic attack as vividly as you might remember a first kiss. I was 8 years old the first time the icy paralysis spread throughout my body, trapping me in fear and silence. Unwavering thoughts of doom flooded my brain like a disease without a white blood cell of reason. Over the years, the attacks began to happen more frequently. When I was 15, my parents found out that I was having sex, which is a really weird way to start a story. And I'm not saying that I disagree with my parents because I should not have been having sex at 15, but I should not have been locked in a room with only my bed in solitary confinement, and I should not have had to come up with meaningful conversations as a condition of parole. This is when I learned how to put on a face for others. Now, my life has been a series of spotlights. I had cancer at age 5. I was on national news at age 14 because I got to go on the Don Imus show. High school senior class president and homecoming queen, commencement speaker for my high school and community college, spokesperson for Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and various other executive roles in college requiring leadership in public speaking, including dance marathon and student government. The light was so bright in my face, literally, that it helped me ignore the hole that kind of grew inside of me every day. So instead of focusing on how I actually felt, I was more concerned with how others thought that I felt. And so during college, my anxiety and depression that I tried to stifle for so many years began to overtake my body. I tried to keep it together. I didn't want to be like the man who laid in bed for days when I was a kid, denying the help he so desperately needed. To watch someone deny their need for mental health assistance for so many years made me believe it was something I should be ashamed of. the quiet trips to the doctor to refill the Xanax. I refused to discuss the growing problem, much like I had learned from my childhood, until I began to fail my classes. For someone who was previously a straight-A student, this is when I began to talk about it. Two of my professors at UNI sat me down and looked me in the eye. They told me they were worried because I was not doing well and missing class and that my grades were plummeting. They asked me what was wrong, and this was the first time in my life that I couldn't hold back my tears. I confided in them. I began to open up to friends. I began to advocate for myself. And when my friend Blake asked me to share a story on video with the university on how professors can impact a life and help students prevent suicide, I knew that it was time to use my voice to speak for others who can't, similar as I'm trying to do today. I have a few more things I'd like to say in this platform since I'm not sure when I'll get this chance again. So to my friends, I'm sorry for canceling plans at the last minute because I couldn't get out of bed. I'm sorry for having crippling panic attacks before we get together for coffee, even though we've been friends for years. To my family, I'm sorry that the only way that I've been able to heal is with distance. To the boy who holds my heart and face in his gentle hands when I can't look the world in the face, I'm sorry for the toxic words that I've used as weapons to make you feel the same pain I do. I'm sorry that I'm difficult to love. Dan, I'm sorry for not doing more when you confided in me, for feeling like this is the only way that you could feel relief. For your friends who love you more than I did, I wish I knew of a way to heal your pain. I'm trying to keep you alive in my story. And to my peers, I'm sorry for fooling you all for so long behind smiles that were too big and laughter that was too forced, for never letting any imperfection slip through until I cracked into a million pieces. This is why we need to talk about it, to let people know that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to remove the mask that you've been hiding behind for so many years. And remember that sometimes the people you least suspect need the most help, like a high school homecoming queen or a teddy bear. Thank you.